What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2 and my Nightmare 4 Calling All Heroes era playthrough, featuring the Abyss Lord and the EV2. Now, this time around, we are on Ramparts, and I'm going to do this one a little bit differently, as this build does take a little while to do. However, it is 100% AFKable. So this is kind of the map on Incursion that I'll do to use up one of my daily loot bonuses every day, mainly because I can watch TV at the same time. So I start off this build intending to use the Apprentice for some Frosties in there, which I never actually do, but I figured I would throw in there and make it even more AFKable for those of you who don't quite have archers to the point where mine are. Mine are a little over 42,000 unupped, so they pack a nice punch. Anyway, the whole philosophy, this is kind of a really old strategy. It was the cannonball strategy way back in the day when this map was 25++, and we were all level 25 heroes. This was one of the tough ones to do, yet one of the most rewarding. So this was one that got grinded out pretty often with this little turtle strat here, where we just build up everything right on the core itself. Now, like I said, I intended originally to put some Frosties in the mix. It didn't really work out, so I end up getting rid of those. However, still a viable way if you can fit Frosties into the mix, or if you do have any problems with anything pushing all the way down. As we're not going to use any walls at all in this build, just going to pretty much just focus on straight up brute force and making sure that everything gets just completely destroyed right as it gets to the core itself. So I'm going to go ahead and speed through the rest of this build, and then we'll jump right on in to the waves themselves. Now, to be honest with you, I really hated putting a completely AFK run in with this playthrough. However, this particular map has become so easy, and for many of us, we've grinded it just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. I mean, I couldn't even tell you how many in the hunt for the perfect bow. This, of course, is on Incursion mode, is where the Armored Cleanser and the Armageddon come from. So it was definitely on everyone's grind list for really the probably the best part of the last year. This has always been one of the grinders. Now you see, although I'm not using walls, I am going to put some reflects in there, and then we're just going to load up with proton beams for a little additional CC right before they get to the core. And with those Serenity R's, it's going to be a nice little bit of damage out there. Now on this side, you see I went up a little higher on the stairs there, and that's really just because of the range of the archers and where you can hit. Now once you assume the position, you just sit there through the waves and watch as they completely burn through. Like I said, doing this in super speed mode. And then for your upgrades, really it's just all about the archers. Now I keep an eye on the proton beams. Realistically, all you need to do is repair those. However, I usually throw ups on them just because it's somewhere for the green mana to go. For the most important wave is probably this break here in between wave 1 and 2, and you want to make sure you get absolutely every one of your archers upgraded at least once, and then that's just going to burn through wave 2, and you can just kick it wherever you want. That's always my spot right there. And for those of you who don't quite have the firepower that I have, that same spot where I've been sitting would be the spot to load up on your EV for some DPS with your proton cannon. Or you can spam from there with your Huntress, your Apprentice, whatever your DPS character might be. Throughout the waves, once you get past the first wave, it really doesn't matter what you upgrade, as long as you just focus everything into the archers. The archers are going to do all the work for you on this one, and it makes for a really nice AFK turtle build where there's still the potential to get some higher end loot. Now wave 3, of course, we're going to have some boss action coming in again, and those will pretty easily get burned down. Of course, since we're building right on the core is the reason this map does take a little while to do, and of course it's a lot quicker on Incursion with just the 5 waves. but it's a long way for all the mobs to have to walk to get all the way down to the core, where you've got everything all loaded up and ready to go. But this is, without a doubt, a pretty heavy-duty AFK strat, and no one should have a problem getting their weapons, their bow or staff or whatever they're looking for, just kicking it right here using this build. It just, everything burns so quick, it makes it very, very easy. Now, once you get to this point for sure, or for certain, and you're in between waves 4 and 5, you're definitely going to want to take a look at your proton beams, make sure that nothing's losing too much health, and get those repaired up or throw upgrades on them, whichever the case may be. The two up front, the one on the stairs and the one just below the stairs on the other side, definitely take most of the damage, as we've got just a massive amount of arrows that are flying through the two side doors from those 8 archers, essentially. You got 6 archers pointing both ways, and then 2 archers that are pointing slightly into one side. So each side has got 7 archers worth of arrows flying into it, and it packs quite the punch, that's for certain. And doing it, doing anything AFK, of course, is definitely not the quickest way. Yet this particular map, you can AFK pretty nicely. Now, once you get to like wave 6 for certain, you've got pretty much everything done. You could just sit there and not really worry about upgrading anything else and just keep an eye on the health of your proton beams. Yet, of course, the more ups you throw around, the greater your chance of success. So why not just get everything upped? Like I said, the protons doesn't do much additional for you to repair them. However, it's just habit for me to upgrade, so I'd constantly just spam upgrades on all of them. Now you want all the archers, once you get towards these final waves, it doesn't really matter where you put the green mana, but you do want to spread it out a little bit and make sure you're covering all of the possible directions where baddies could come in. Now, once wave 6 is here, it's pretty well good game. Just kick back, relax, enjoy yourself. Like I said, this is one of my favorite maps to watch TV or whatever the case is. You got very, very easy map to turtle back on the core. Now, this strategy, this is in my regular rotation. I do this map every single day at least once to make sure I'm taking advantage of that loot bonus. And pretty soon, this map may end up getting replaced with something else, as we've got 3 new incursions now that drop 750 loot. So adding this map to the rotation is going to be more of just a convenience factor, since you can knock it out 100% AFK. Now when wave 7 rolls around, good game once again. Every now and then one of those ogres will make it past the proton beams, but when they do, they just instantly get dissolved by all those mean arrows flying their way. Now, the Armor Cleanser and Armageddon have a chance of dropping out of the Victory Chest as well. However, I haven't seen I've seen an Armageddon from the Victory Chest. Never seen an Armored Cleanser there, but I have gotten many Armored Cleansers to drop. And another disappointing crappy purple chest, but a 100% AFK run of Ramparts on NM4. So thanks again for watching. We'll be back soon with some more DD2. See ya!